Hey YouTube, been a while since I made a video. I know. If you don't know me already, my name is Axel. I'm the CEO of Pass Your Challenge. We're pretty much a firm that specializes in helping people pass their proprietary firm challenges. So if you have no idea about what that is, that's totally fine. In this video, I just want to talk about how important this opportunity is when it comes to prop firms if you're a Forex trader. Literally, if you're a Forex trader and you're not taking advantage of this, and I'm not even talking about my company or this or that, I'm talking about in general, you are crazy. You're missing out on a lot. So, first of all, what in the hell is a prop firm? So, a prop firm basically is a company that has funding. They have the money, they have the liquidity, and they're looking for traders, right? So, you're the trader, there's a company looking for traders. It has money. What do you want? You want money. So the bridge between them is, of course, the prop firm. So now, not only can you trade your own capital, which usually if you're a retail trader, you're probably trading anything around 1,000, 5,000, maybe 10,000 or 20,000 if we were really stretching it in your Forex balance. And that's something you probably had to build over time and this and that. When, if you really think about it, if you make 10% a month on a $10,000 account or even a $20,000 account, that's only 1 or 2K. Like, let's be honest, in today's economy, if you only make 1 or 2K, there is absolutely no way in hell that you're surviving. Like, you're barely getting by. You're like broke as hell. No cap. But the good thing is these prop firms are willing to give you accounts anywhere from $10,000 up to $200,000. Now the game is extremely different when you're trading a $200,000 account versus a $2,000 account, right? Now 10% means you just made $20,000 during that month. Now of course, most of us can say $20,000 per month is more than enough for us to live a very comfortable life, right? Especially if the only money you've been making before is from your job or this or that, and then boom, you bump up to $20,000 per month. That's a lot of money for a lot of people, right? So that's exactly why, if you're a Forex trader, you need to get in on this. Now, as far as companies, there's a bunch of companies out there pretty much offering the same thing. The biggest one is called FTMO. So that's the biggest company in the space right now. But another very decent competitor is a company called My Forex Funds. So My Forex Funds is pretty much the same as the FTMO, only that they have easier rules. Now, let's rewind back. Prop firms. If you want to get funded with prop firms, there is a caveat. The caveat is that they give you a challenge that you need to pass. Think about it as an exam. It's an exam. And if you pass it, then they give you the money. The thing is, the exam or the challenge is extremely hard to pass. They have had stats out there and it's literally less than 10% of people who take it pass. So in a way, they are making your life very difficult for you to get the funding. But if you are an elite trader, you can get the funding. Now, there are workarounds towards that. We'll talk about them a bit later. But just to give you a clue, you do have to pass a challenge or an exam in order for you to get the funding in the first place. Now, in these challenges, there are rules that you must follow in order to pass. For example, there are drawdown limits, there are profit targets that you must respect, and a couple of other things. The most important one is the drawdown limit and the profit target. So usually the profit target that firms ask for is 10%. That's on FTMO. But My Forex Funds, since they're a competitor, they have it at 8% if you want to pass, which basically makes your life easier. But both companies are really good. I cannot say anything bad about either of them. We have worked with both and both have definitely paid out myself and my clients. Now the problem happens when you're not an elite trader. And let's be honest, most people out there, including yourself probably, you are not an elite trader. So how do we get hands on our funding anyways, even if we don't have the most experience, even if we're not the best trader out there. There are workarounds. So for example, my company specializes in exactly this. What we do is we help our clients get their hands on these funded accounts. Now there are a couple ways that we do this. Number one, we have our prop firm EA that will literally do like 90% of the work for you. It's literally hands off and automated. There is still 10% of you like actually installing it and managing it, etc., but it literally does 90% of the work for you and is designed to pass these challenges for you while respecting all of the drawdown rules and the profit target within the allotted amount of time. The second thing is something called automation or account management. This is where you basically have us take the account and then trade it for you. So one of my team members will trade it for you. It takes maybe 2 weeks. Takes like a couple of weeks to pass the first phase and a couple of weeks to pass the second one. And at that point, you have a funded account. So it entirely depends on you. If you want a more hands-off approach, you go with number two. If you're a more hands-on approach and you want to actually do it yourself, then you take the first option. Now, the question you probably have is like, okay, wait a minute. What is EA? If you do know what is EA, is it safe to use on these firms? Is it really risky to use the EAs? Now, the EA is basically an algorithm or a trading bot. And to answer your question, is it risky? No, actually what I found out with most of my clients, they had way better results and consistency with the EA than they ever had when they were trading manually themselves. The reason why is because this pretty much takes all emotion out of the game. So if you have a robot trading for you, and the robot does not have any emotion, it just goes based off its algorithm, then you basically eliminated the number one problem that traders face, which is emotions. And for that reason, algorithmic trading is becoming more and more popular, and it's a perfect time for you to get in on this because it's literally the early days of this. Like the softwares that we have are extremely good, but to be honest, with time, it's only gonna get better and better and better. Now, instead of you having to sit on the charts for fucking hours on end, trying to find the setup and then hesitating, and then your psychology is telling you this and that, and then your mind is like, oh, maybe you have FOMO and this and that. All you have to do is look at the charts for maybe 20 minutes a day, look at the market structure. If the market structure is appropriate for the EA, you turn it on and then you leave. That's it. That's pretty much what we were able to help our clients do. They can literally trade for like maximum 1 hour a day and be able to get these funding and be able to get funding from these proprietary firms anywhere from $10,000 to $200,000. And some of our clients even have multiple accounts. So in total, they have up possibly millions in funding, to be honest. Now, this is not a pitch for my company or whatnot, but I must admit, my company is pretty cool and what we do is really amazing. And we have a beautiful Discord community that we've built where every day, like we talk about this, every single day, we discuss our settings and the best times to put the EA on, whatever. So if you're interested in this, definitely hit me up on Telegram. It's at PassYourChallengeFX, and we can talk about it. We can see if this is the right option for you. If you want to get funded, or if you want to get the EA to use on either a prop firm account or on your personal account. But let's get back on subject. Honestly, if you're a Forex trader, you just need to get a funded account. You need to get funded. Trust me, even in my own personal story, I struggled with trading for a while until I started becoming profitable with my own live account. And then I was able to pass a challenge, get my first 100K accounts, and that's where I started making a significant amount of money, at least back then. Like $8,000 a month last year was a lot of money to me. It was a very significant amount, especially where I was. I was really poor. I was a university student. Prior to that making like maybe $2,000 a month. So when you jump from $2,000 a month to $8,000 a month because I had a 100K account, that's a very significant change, and that's literally what allowed me to really spark up my life and then start this business that I have and then multiple other ventures that I'm working on. it was all due to that, to be honest. So I owe these companies everything. And that could be the same for you. Maybe the only thing that you were missing out on is that you needed more capital. And if you had more capital, you would naturally make more money, because if you're already consistent with your own trading, for example, even if, let's say, you're not doing algorithmic trading or EA trading or whatever, but your own manual trades, and if you're consistent with that on your small account, and you have the psychology to handle a $200,000 account, then honestly, you should do it right now, because that's literally a life-changing opportunity waiting for you right there. Right there. So, to finish off this video, let's recap. Number one, if you're a Forex trader, get a funded account, get a challenge, pass it. Number two, if you want the easiest way to pass it, if for example your manual trades are not the best or you don't have that much experience, contact me below on my Telegram. We'll get you the EA, we'll get you started and up and running with it. You'll probably get funded within the same month and you can start making money with that. And number three, you want to close the gap between where you are right now versus where you want to be. And the answer sometimes is getting the funded account, getting larger capital. So get in on this ASAP, get yourself a funded account and start changing your life.